On Saturday, September 30th, 2023, I streamed on my YouTube channel for the first time, and it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had on YouTube. Here's how it went. I was streaming a Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon Crystal version, which I was playing for the first time. Earlier, I told my friends on Discord to come watch, so at the start I was streaming to no one else other than a few friends. My stream was extremely low quality, with some lag and a bad camera, but I expected it because this was my first streaming experience. For context, I was streaming this the day before my birthday. How does this matter? Well, you'll see. After a few brief minutes of getting everything working, I was able to start the game. I began in New Barktown, and after finding my way around, I picked up a Totodile from the professor, which we named Goofball through the first poll on this channel. As a couple people began to leave the stream, I traversed Route 29 and headed over to Cherry Grove City to heal up. I went up to Route 30 to continue. It was here when I spoke to Mr. Pokemon and Professor Oak to receive the mystery egg. I was then called back to the Pokemon lab by Professor Elm. Unfortunately, I was too focused on progression, so I was stopped abruptly by my soon-to-be rival while trying to leave Cherry Grove City. It was a close fight, but I survived it due to a berry, and I moved on. I went back to Route 29 to grind, and it was now when the stream went dark. No one was watching the stream except myself. I was playing Pokemon Crystal completely alone. It was here, unfortunately, where I had the most monumental first moments in my Pokemon journey. I got to name my rival, and no one else was there, so I named him Carson for no particular reason. I got Pokeballs from the lab and caught 2 new Pokemon, a Geodude and a Sentret. I named them using the other names that were suggested at the start. Finally, I got a Caterpie and named him Bob. I then finally got one viewer, Flibbu III, who you may have seen from my Legendcraft videos. He sent a few chat messages, then stayed silent for a short time. Then, the stream-changing event happened. At 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 1 second into the stream, my chat was suddenly flooded with messages from random people saying, "Happy birthday." And this was a crowd of people who I didn't even know. I didn't know how they found the stream. Nevertheless, I was overjoyed at this moment that some people came to see and wish me a happy birthday. At this point, I had 16 viewers, and it just kept getting better. I later learned that these were the legendary baby carrots, enjoyers of popular YouTuber Garrett the Carrot. You see, Flibbu III moderates a Discord server for Garrett, and he sent a message to the server telling people to go check out the stream and wish me a happy birthday. I must thank Flibbu for the most epic birthday gift. And these people were absolute G's. Throughout the rest of the stream, I had some of the best viewer interactions and conversations. After the initial hype lasted, I focused on the game a bit more. I asked the chat what my next Pokemon should be named, and shortly after, Darius Robinson typed in chat in all caps, Frank. Everyone immediately jumped on board with the idea, and I couldn't keep them waiting. I promised them Frank, and after traversing Route 30, I came to the Dark Cave, where Frank was born. Frank was a Zubat, which was unfortunate due to his low power level, but the hype for Frank was so high that I promised I would do everything in my power to take him to the Elite Four. Frank was now a main character and chat's elected champion. There was even one chatter who offered to make drawings of Frank that I could use to put on my channel banner and use as a mascot. I later contacted him on Discord, and at the time of this recording, his project isn't yet finished. At this point, I was loving this. It's such a fulfilling experience to have just a few people in chat who you consistently talk to and engage with. I also want to quickly mention that among all this, I encountered my first death. While I was reading the chat, Bob died to an enemy trainer. After this, I promised to focus more on the game. At least it was Bob and not Goofball or Frank. As the stream drew to a close, I reached Violet City, scouted around a bit, and caught a Pidgey named Gobberstan, who chat implied to be an irrelevant side character to the almighty Frank. This was an epic experience for me. I seriously can't explain with words the sheer hype of these moments. I do, however, have some promises to make, and some thanks that I owe. The next stream is scheduled on my channel right now for Saturday, October 14th, 2023 at 3 o'clock p.m. EST. This is Frank's training arc, as he is still quite small and needs to be brought to a greater power level. I certainly have some improvements to make, such as not being as engrossed in reading the chat, so I don't risk anything in the game. Lastly, I have some special thanks. I must thank everyone who was here at the beginning of the stream. Thank you for being willing to come in. I offer a huge thank you to Flibbu III for being the initiation of this great endeavor. Last but certainly not least, thank you genuinely to all the baby carrots who came to see the stream. You all really kept the stream alive with your efforts, and because of this I'm motivated and I'm going to continue the Nuzlocke for you all, Frank included. Especially, however, I thank those who stayed after the raid, namely, Darius Robinson, creator of Frank, Ooga Booga, Frank's artist, Zombie Gamers, Mr. Ferguson, Fernando, Me the Guy, Plank the Board 1, and the Gaming Animator. If I missed anyone, I apologize, but you know who you are. You're all absolutely amazing people, but that's all I have to say, and I'll see you in Nuzlocke 2, The Rise of Frank.